Okay, we're standing outside the mega factory for where we make Hydrolyzed NiHPRO Protein Isolate, the NiHTEK mega factory. And I'm with the man in charge of this mega factory, been in alternative proteins for how many years now, Ben?
Almost 2 decades.
Almost 2 decades. I'd like to ask you, a very important, as we're now scaling up and we're manufacturing commercial orders for global, just this week we've been making a very large order for the US.
Yes.
What are some of the key steps to ensure consistency, quality in developing a superior protein like Hydrolyzed NiHPRO Protein Isolate?
Yes. Well, it has been a long time of in R&D and research developments, and now we're finally going to commercial, right? So commercial manufacturing.
4.5 years.
Yeah. So it's gradually steady steps to make sure we have the right product. So now we do absolutely great in the lab, but to transfer that into the commercial level, we need a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of learning, just pain and learning hours to get things right. So what happened is, because we've been manufacturing for the last 2 decades, so all these things comes a little bit easier, but we're not cutting corners. So what we do that is, first, we're gonna make sure our raw ingredients is consistent with to the spec, and then during production, because we understand that all the manufacturing world, that they have to be very small variances, so our downstream customers to make sure they have the really stable supply of the product. So what we do here is we make sure all of our production is consistent from raw material, and watch all the parameters during production, and most importantly is to have the right QA to ensure that all the product result is in the right order and the right quality. So we do very small batches quality checks, which means about 500 kg per batch checks on all the COFA items, like protein content, moisture, all the TBC, all the bacteria, to ensure that when our customer gets the product, it's all in a great shape. So our customer can be, put their hair down, get their brand product in a great, result.
Quality assurance is extremely important. Building a global company and global branded ingredient of protein like NiHPRO, and Ben and his team. This is not just any plant. This is one of, it's the largest alternative protein plant, single alternative protein plant in the world, built with German and Swiss grade. We had a tour earlier. I've been in this factory many times. There's nothing like it in the industry today. And we've also got all the right certifications: Halal,
Kosher,
BRC.
Yeah, ISO, the whole full package.
The whole full package.
Because we're supplying the global market, Europe, US, North America, South America, Australia, Japan. We're going to make sure we're up to the standard.
Yeah.
So all these things will come along, and we get things up to date, everything, so ready for everyone to produce.
Absolutely. And another key thing, the beauty is, it's Bin's family's... Bodhi. Bin's new English name from Point Break. And Bodhi, what does Bodhi mean again?
Bodhi is actually one of, there's so many meaning of it. It's awakening, right? Lightning of spirit. Yep. And also love oceans. In our team, we must do sports.
We must do sports, yes, and exercise. Ben is a water sport guy, loves kayaking, yep, and water sports. Yeah, so he loves the movie, yes, Point Break with Bodhi.
Yes. So speaking about the quality,
yes,
and manufacturing, so we make sure that, because we've been building this plant in a very high standard of production, quality, so we make sure that all the machines are regularly maintained. We're going to make sure that the product is soundly to prove, then to put into the system. And also, we're constantly upgrading our machine, and also make sure our product is in a great order in the end. So yes, so it's a lot of...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and one of the reasons it's taken 4.5 years to develop and bring us up to scale, commercial scale, is because, this alternative protein mega factory behind me is amazing, but it is originally built on standard alternative protein. Our protein is not a standard protein. Using and creating the molecular protein infusion, protein purification technology that makes NiHPRO, there has been a lot of configuration changes in the standard operating procedure in this factory behind us. A lot of piping changes, drum changes, the way the spray dryer works, everything has had to be changed. So yes, it was about a year ago or more ago, we made our first great protein in the lab, but to bring something from lab into this mega factory is a big task. And part of that, working with Bodhi and his team up here, really configuring and scaling up and making sure that what we've created in the lab can be duplicated and made in the factory, creating hundreds of metric tons every month.
Exactly. So like we always said, NiHPRO protein stands for
Protein for everybody.